2022, your pre-owned vehicle, or maybe talk about ordering here for 2023. Check them out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios. Here is your host, Derek Pearson. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's a Monday in Lincoln, Nebraska. Thank you, folks, for hanging out with us as we talk a little sports and life. 402-464-5685. The Starter Heyman text line, the Honda Lincoln hotline if you want to call in. You can do so. The Starter Heyman live video stream is up Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter live if you want to see what's going on in studio and kind of move along with us as well. I am in the possession of a wiffle ball and a wiffle ball bat, and this is the legitimate wiffle ball with the holes in it, right? With the holes in it, right? So it's not, it's not just a plastic baseball. Yeah. This is the wiffle ball that moves different. That
the curves are nasty.
Yeah, and I'm always amazed when you see the videos of the kids online who play in the leagues who are trying to hit. And what we need to get is the backstop that has a net in it, so it catches it and it tells you whether it's a strike or not because the ball has to land in the square. I need to get that as well, and I'll get some additional wiffle balls because I know that
I go to Red Walmart.
We will lose them. Yeah, we'll go across the street and see what they have over there to do that. I'm gonna come up with this. I need to actually. Can you come up with a trivia question for some random thing that
I can.
We could give away these. PK, what I got was the Major League red. I got the Nebraska red because instead of the traditional yellow skinny bat, I got the red. But I have a sneaky suspicion that wiffle ball will be an active part of what we do going forward. Some things you just got to settle. Yeah, go out back.
It's necessary.
Yeah, go out there and throw it.
I'm about to learn how to throw nasty curves.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But you need the net to do that. You need several balls. So I'll add to that along the way. I'm going to ask you folks to tune in tonight. Ticket weeknight with Nicole Griffin. Tonight is her last night with us before she moves on and heads down to College Station. So,
and she has SEC Media Days next week.
Yeah, dive straight in the pool.
Okay, have fun.
Speaking of media days, Big Ten media days, the third week of July in Indianapolis, and then August 1st, Big Ten volleyball media days in Chicago. So working on the sponsorship package for that, in support of that. That's a big one. This year will be big. I would imagine that be some interesting conversations there in Indy. And then you've got the read for that event at Tavern 180.
Yes,
you would please.
An evening with the Huskers, Tavern 180, Tanner Sports Bar and Grill, hosted by us here at 93.7 The Ticket, will be Monday, July 18th from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information, you can call 402-598-7445. But some of the special guests will have Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis, Trey Palmer, and some Husker coaches. Sean Callahan of Husker Online will serve as the MC. Again, it is $199 per person. It is limited to the first 120, and that price includes a cocktail hour with appetizers and drinks and a delicious Wagyu steak dinner from Tavern 180. Right. So $199 gets you drinks, steak, and meeting Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis, Trey Palmer, some Husker coaches, Sean Callahan, and some of us here from 93.7 The Ticket. Again, July 18th, 6 to 9, Tavern 180, Tanner Sports Bar and Grill.
Yeah, we will have, the ticket will have its table. So, of course, quite a few of us will be there. We may take a listener and a athlete or two to make the table a little bit more fun. Here's a trivia question. Yeah, here's a trivia question. I got it.
I was looking for stuff.
I got a good one. It's the one I asked you earlier today.
Oh,
right. Okay. So for the Lincoln Salt Dogs tickets and VIP parking pass, pack of 4, this question: what NCAA Division I athletic program had the most national championship wins this past year? What Division I program had the most national championships this year? You can text it in. You can call in. If you don't want to text in, you can call in 402-464-5685. And the winner will get to enjoy Salt Dogs tonight. Or tomorrow night or Wednesday night, if you have a preference. We want to give away these as well if you want to do that. Couple other things in place, and I thought it was just no, it is not Oklahoma. It is not Oklahoma. Pecan pie. No, I appreciate the guess.
They almost doubled up with the bat and ball sports.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Just to give you some numbers, that Wisconsin has 1, Utah had 1 in skiing.
I didn't even know that was a collegiate event.
Fencing, Notre Dame. Men's volleyball was Hawaii. Men's basketball, Kansas. Rifle, Kentucky. Men's lacrosse, Maryland. Bowling.
I actually watch lacrosse from time to time.
Oh, I love the
fun
final
sport to watch.
Love it.
It's fast.
Love it. North Carolina won women's lacrosse.
Tyler got it right.
Tyler jumped through. Well done, Tyler. Tyler got it right. Here's how it breaks down. Ohio State with 1 women's ice hockey. Not the sports you would imagine. Penn State with 1 for wrestling. Women's basketball, South Carolina 1. Men's beach volleyball, USC. Field hockey, Northwestern. Men's cross country. Let's see who. FCS football, of course, you know who that is. Women's cross country was North Carolina State. And then Georgia with 1 in football. Florida State with 1 in women's soccer. Dayton with men's ice hockey. Men's soccer, Clemson. With 2, Virginia. Women's swim and dive and men's tennis. With 2, Oklahoma softball, women's gymnastics, none for the men. California with men's water polo and men's swimming and diving. With 3, Stanford gymnastics, women's water polo, and women's golf. With 3, Florida women's indoor track, men's outdoor track, women's outdoor track, and
Florida
then
track school,
right? And then at the top, they won men's indoor track, women's tennis, rowing, and men's golf. Texas. So Tyler was correct.
Tyler says he can't attend today's game.
Well, if there's another game this week, Tyler, that you want to do it, you let me know. They're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll give you right of first refusal. If not, I'll jump back in and get you something else. We'll give some. Look, we'll make that work. So if you can do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, we'll do that. And then if not, we will come up with another bit of trivia as well. We can do that.
We can always come up with another question.
Yeah, for somebody else. Yeah, give them a chance. All right. Okay. So the story of the weekend that set me off.
Uh-oh.
Well, it was just a little interesting, right? That Miami football gets a commitment from 4-star quarterback Jaden Rashada, who had offers from Florida, LSU, and Texas A&M. And this is
only a 4-star. He's like the 22nd ranked recruit in the nation,
right? Well, they. So according to CBS Sports, he's the number 45 overall player.
Oh, Okay.
Number 45. And the thing about this, there's a couple of things in place. There was so much money being thrown around. There's just copious amounts of money.
Crazy how much money universities have been sitting on.
I there's so much money in play.
Because you got to think this money, these donors were probably just giving this money straight to the university. And now that they can give it to the players, I mean, they're probably still giving some to the university, but all of this money being thrown around, tossed around, was just going to the universities. And I guarantee you not all of it was being used. So they're just sitting on it. They just got piles of money they're just sitting on, waiting for something.
Well, to take it, and the fact that Texas and everything is in place. Okay, so this is let me get deeply into this thing. That as the article leads, that Miami offered the most NIL money, and then Miami outbid Florida. They dropped the big bags for Rashada. His deal with Miami was $9.5 million.
No.
Multiple sources told On3 that he agreed to the NIL deal with Miami mega booster John Ruiz for $9.5 million. The same sources said that he turned down an offer from Florida's Gator Collective for $11 million.
I am going to be honest. I mean no disrespect to this kid whatsoever, but if you are offering somebody $9.5 million, why are you going after the 45th ranked recruit?
Because he fit exactly what they were doing. Which led me to ask the other question: what was Arch offered? And I'll take your guesses. What do you think Arch was offered? Not what he accepted. Not what he accepted.
Now remember, this guy was offered 11.5 from Florida and accepted 9.5 from Miami. He is the 45th ranked recruit, the whatever.
Well, he's
ranked
already
quarterback.
making NIL money. They say he's worth $8 million now because of so he's got this is the kid that does drills in pajamas. That's supposed to be the thing.
Okay, cool.
We have
cool,
right.
Whatever.
That's where I was with it.
Arch is the number one. His last name is Manning. You got to think, teams would be like, oh, we don't have to offer as much because he's a Manning. You still got to offer some money up. I would put he's definitely double-digit millions. It is Texas, so they would definitely overpay.
15 million?
I was going to say 18. Just to match his uncle's number.
Right. Right, like 15 million. Both offers to Rashada were lower. Well, no. Okay. Both offers blow out of the water. The Caspino brokered $8 million deal for 5-star recruit from Tennessee. $8 million.
Hold on, I'm reading.
$8 million.
I'm reading Raph's text. He said, see, it's not about the money. He left 1.5 on the table.
That's you can say it, right? You can say that.
He's only playing for the love of the game.
Right? So both Gator Collective and Ruiz took to social media after the initial report to say that they were not involved in the recruitment because you're not supposed to be able to do that. That's not what you're supposed to be able to do.
I also say that.
The report on On3 is inaccurate as it relates to Jaden, said Ruiz. I've never spoken to Mr. Caspino about Jaden. Mr. Caspino and I spoke about an unrelated player months ago and had a very professional and pleasant conversation. I respect him. This is believed to be the highest known NIL deal for a high school recruit to date. It also further reinforces that NIL has created a multi-million-dollar market for blue chip quarterbacks. Jaden was based on, so there's an NIL evaluation formula.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's weird.
Yeah, it's just weird, and stop it.
I don't know how you can
stop it.
evaluate
Like, stop it. It's
and
people who
formulate.
like, stop it. But they said that that Jaden was worth $492,000. And somehow they were.
Seems like you're a little off.
It seems like it's wrong. Like, it's just wrong.
You know what? Universities, I am also worth $492,000.
Oof. Oof.
I got a year of eligibility left.
Oof. Like, I mean, we talk about Casey Thompson and Chuba. My goodness gracious. Like, this the market. But again,
Look, those are high school quarterbacks who haven't taken a single collegiate snap
at all.
Casey has 2 years of tape you can look at
all.
Chuba has 1 year.
Hey.
Spencer Rattler had 2 years.
It goes further. So NCAA made it known that NIL cannot be used to induce recruits.
Shut up.
I had to read that again.
One more time.
I had to read it again. The NCAA has made it known NIL cannot be used to induce recruits. That is from Enforcement Director Jeff Duncan of the NCAA.
Oh, he's the enforcement director.
He reminded members that in a recent letter that the NCAA is working, quote, working tirelessly to develop information and investigate potential violations, unquote.
No, you're not.
However,
enforcement.
On3 has independently reviewed a standard NIL contract from Caspino to confirm the language in the deal seemingly would make it compliant with existing bylaws. Even the NCAA's guidance that it was aimed at limiting the impact of collectives and boosters that facilitate NIL deals for athletes. Again, a lot of talk and a lot of words, but man, oh man.
Don't you just love when the contract doesn't break any rules?
Yeah.
You're the enforcement director. Look, first off, that sounds like a terrible job. Secondly, it sounds like you're not doing
it's a fantastic job.
Sounds like you're not doing a very good job.
You can never
What
be
are you
wrong.
enforcing? What do you enforce?
You can never be wrong.
You just pick and choose.
Like, because
this is wrong. This is fine.
Here's the thing. So and I want to point this out to listeners. So imagine that there are big money boosters across the country at every university, several at every university, several at every university.
Every university has millionaires that went there.
Several at every. And that if the human factor has told us that parents, coaches, and players will make concessions based on a number that is set in their head that they don't know exists until the number is offered. Right? And if there are people around who are willing to accept money to do these things, then you also have to remember that there are officers within compliance at various places that are also willing to take money to turn their head in other direction. La 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 la.
Sorry, I was golfing the weekend.
Looking out the window, I didn't see that email. Must have went to my spam folder.
My assistant was handling my emails at this time.
So imagine that you're the compliance officer at Meatball State, right? Meatball State, powerhouse, football powerhouse.
Meatball State's got the sauce,
right? They've got all the sauce and they give you the juice as well. And that there's a player that the folks at Meatball State feel like can change the program, elevate the program.
Johnny Pesto.
Greater stuff, right? And with that, then they reach out to various boosters, powerful people in those communities. And those powerful people write the check, right? They said through, or they don't write the check now. They do a transfer, electronic transfer, and say, listen, whatever the price is, this is a kid that I or we agree would be good for Meatball State, right? And then there's somebody at Meatball State whose job, and it says on the door that they are the compliance director, and it's their job to make sure these things are enforced and above guard. But those boosters also have power with that compliance director or officer.
Question,
right?
Before we go on with
because
this.
Imagine that little Johnny No Sauce, over compliance makes 6 figures, but low 6 figures. To turn eyes, ears, and head away from said situation and circumstance,
I could double your paycheck on this one check
in one click of a button in a transfer.
Here you go.
Right, one click of a button.
You were golfing this weekend,
right? No. You know where you were on a boat with the booster. You're on the boat with the booster, And we're trying to get some of this stuff in play, right? Some of this stuff in play.
What would it take to be the one compliance officer director that is actually above board with everything? Like how long does that person still have a job?
Which person?
The compliance officer director that is above board with
Well,
everything.
you
that
have-
that is
you-
actually like, we can't do this.
You have a nice severance package, don't you?
It's like, we can't look. That's against the rules. We can't do that.
If you get, I don't know, 4 years severance in advance.
Look, I still got the emails.
4 years severance.
Look.
Listen, I say this all the time. It's the adults in the room. It's always the adults in the room. The adults created the situation. The adults allowed the situation.
Yeah.
All of this is either taught or allowed. All of it is either taught or allowed. Now, I'm okay with people getting their value and getting their money.
Oh, yeah.
I also am able to laugh at the hysterics of offering a kid $11 million and then not having it be enough. Like, no. So just imagine that you're the booster. You're Joe Booster at Florida, and you said, hey, that's our guy, and I don't care. Here's $11 million. Like, nobody's going to match that, right? And so they set aside the $11 million, ready to launch. They're ready to launch. And the kid, the high school kid wearing pajamas throwing football, said, nope.
So just thinking about, these top level quarterbacks getting this money. Shootout with Strick on Friday, I came up with the questions, and it was high, top ranked quarterbacks. So just looking at some of these names, I skipped some years because I didn't recognize any of the names. But like, I'm just gonna go to one of these. So 2011, Braxton Miller, Jeff Driscoll. Who was number one?
Driscoll.
Driscoll was.
Mhm.
Braxton Miller was the best quarterback in that class. Jeff Driscoll would have gotten the most money in that class.
No, because Braxton Miller had tested out in places. He had done some camp work head to head where he, like, anybody that saw that. There's a reason why Braxton Miller ended up where he was.
Mm-hmm.
But
he was like the
the marketing and branding,
sixth
branding of Driscoll was exceptional.
Oh yeah,
it's exceptional. Hey, here's your guy. This is your guy. George says that he said Archie was offered $6 million. No, that's what he accepted. That's what he accepted.
I feel like that's
accepted. If Tennessee offered the kid that they took $8 million, how much do you think they offered Peyton's nephew? Right? More than $6 million. More than $6 million.
So much money.
It's just so much more.
So much money.
He also says he spoke to a high-level official out of the CAA over the weekend. The person said that the NCAA will be cracking down on NIL very soon. They will crack down on the boosters.
Mm-hmm.
They can't crack down on the programs because the programs haven't done anything wrong.
The programs aren't giving these kids money, quote unquote.
Right? And think of how hard it's going to be for them to crack down on boosters.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Like,
you can't.
You
can't,
because what they're doing isn't wrong. Like, it's all still right.
No, it's wrong because the NCAA has the NCAA has asked universities to boundary boosters from enticing and inducing recruitment on for their programs. Mm-hmm. So the punishment would end up being, we're going to rule a player or a coach ineligible because a booster, it has been reported that, or we have facts that a booster has gone outside of our boundary and rule. But you can't punish a booster. They can say they say they can. They can't.
They are not beholden to the NCAA.
They're not. There's zero agreement between the Booster Association and the NCAA.
Don't work for you,
right? So then it becomes the matter of the athletic director, the compliance people, all those things in place, right? All of that's in play. What are you going to say? That you're going to go after Florida's coach because some booster offered $11 million to a player to engage in business away from the field?
Mm-hmm.
Away from the field. This is not pay to play. This is so that these companies have access to these young people away from the game.
We just want
they
you to
get
do a
nothing
commercial
in
for
game.
us.
There's nothing in game.
Yeah.
Right? There's no production attached to it. That
We're
none
not
of that's
putting a
in play.
patch on your jersey.
Right? None of that's in play. And the coaches can just turn their head like, I don't know what the agreement was.
Yeah.
It's from Blue Chips, right? Blue Chips. Where Nick Nolte goes to the player, where Penny Hardaway's character comes in and says, listen, I've been here 2 days. I think I made a mistake. I shouldn't be here. This isn't the program for me. But I want to make sure that if I leave, that my mom still gets to keep her house and her new job. And Nick Nolte, as the coach, goes, I don't know what you're talking about. So you need to talk to whoever. Like, if you made a deal with somebody, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's not
Yep.
You signed an agreement to play for me. I don't know what other deals you made away from the field.
Yep.
And he goes, well, you have to know who it is that I need to talk to. And he calls Happy, and Happy gets on the figure. Goes, no, that's your job to manage him once he gets here. If he wants his mom to have the house and apartment, he's got to stay. And Nick Nolte just goes, I'll see you at practice on Monday. Because there's so much to that. Like, and if you guys haven't watched Blue Chip, you want to get a grasp on NIL at a real level, go and just queue up Blue Chips and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what's going on in college athletics, and it's there. Right? Okay, so Jory makes a point out, and I want to point out, I'll get to your text when we come back, because there's some good text coming in. I appreciate you guys. So continue to feed the Starter Hammond text line if you guys want. If you want to call in the Honda Lincoln hotline, you can. But we'll stick more to that when we come back here on One on One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock, or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more, or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air. MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you. With 4 Lincoln locations, take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
Guys, let me tell you about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. I did their 10-week challenge, and I lost 36 pounds. I got stronger, I got fitter, I got healthier. Their proven method combines kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, and personalized coaching to set you up for success. The only thing you need to be asking is, why didn't I do this 10 weeks ago? The next challenge begins on July 9th, and you can join for half off by mentioning the ticket. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more and join the 10-week challenge with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping for 50% off.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We should see decreasing cloud cover. Expect mostly sunny skies by later this afternoon. We'll top out at around 83 with a south wind at 10 to 15. Just a few passing clouds tonight, a low dropping down to around 60. We'll warm things up just a bit more for your Tuesday with a high tomorrow of 89. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
James Enterprise Incorporated, that company that hauls your gravel, rocks, and material for your farm or construction site, says thank you to the people of the healthcare community for putting yourself in the way of danger to save the public. That is what it means to be a hero and to build a beautiful legacy. This message brought to you by James Enterprise Incorporated. For all your hauling of rock, gravel, and materials, Call them at 402-432-6740. That's 402-432-6740.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
The 2022 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need you in Memorial Stadium this fall. A customizable Husker football 3-game mini plan is on sale now for only $180. To purchase your 2022 Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111. Go Big Red.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to One-on-One on a Monday. And again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us, thinking with us, talking with us, having conversations with us. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text line, Honda of Lincoln hotline. Y'all are busy on it. We are appreciative of it for you. Want to thank the folks from Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. They did brisket and prime rib yesterday, Rico. I'm just telling you, man.
And did you bring some back?
No, I did not.
Understandable.
No, I did not.
I would have eaten it all as well.
So we'll have Charles on probably Wednesday.
Okay.
Have him
I
check
think we
in
should have
with us.
Charles in on Wednesday.
To do that thing, right?
Hey, man,
every day. Every day.
Charles, stop in.
Yeah, every day. Just send him here. The question was, did Florida fumble the ball? Jaden Rashada has openly talked about his fondness for the Miami coaches and the chance to make a big impact in Coral Gables. I love the opportunity here, he said. Along with the relationship I have with the staff, I believe they will run their conference for the next few years. That conference is the SEC.
Well, Miami's in the ACC.
No,
or is he talking Florida?
Well, he said they asked if Florida fumble the ball. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Miami running the ACC again? Do you think that happens?
I can imagine it, but I don't think they're that close yet.
Caspino said that Florida's collective didn't help the Gators' chances during the run-up on his decision. Florida is – this is from Caspino. This is from Caspino, right? Again, booster. Florida is the most dysfunctional collective of all of college football, he said. I plan on steering my clients away from them. What clients?
Whoa.
What clients?
What is client?
What clients?
Clients?
Hello.
Wait a minute.
Hello. I will go further. He goes further. I plan on, he says, from my standpoint, I never ever want to deal with them again. If it weren't for the collective that's completely dysfunctional Florida, he probably would have been there at Florida.
This man called them clients.
Hey. So this is from an attorney in California. The recent let me read it. The recent comments by California lawyer Michael Caspino have been brought to our attention in this statement, right? Gator Collective has never had any communications with Mr. Caspino about Jaden or any recruits. Rather, Gator Collective has refused to engage in any dialogue with Mr. Caspino on numerous occasions, as Gator Collective does not approve of his tactics and has no interest in engaging in activities which violate Florida law and NCAA interim policy and may put our athletes' eligibility at risk. He goes on to say that he is hoping for Billy Napier to better organize Florida's recruiting efforts because he wants to see him succeed. Does it sound like he wants him to succeed?
No. Also, why would he mention the Gator Collective being dysfunctional and steering his clients away if they had no discussions?
I'm just
out of all, like, why? He just calls out one college that he's never talked to, according to them.
Mind blowing.
Look, normally I don't care for agents in that sort of manner, but I don't see why he would lie about talking to them.
Now, here's a couple of things. So Jory has a couple of really good texts. I'll read them both. My guess is that they'll be requiring financial tracking of any money going from a booster to an NCAA collegiate athlete, because they're going under the NCAA umbrella. That could work. First of all, any deal done before they sign their letter of intent is out of purview for the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
Can't boundary a thing when people aren't a part of what you're doing. You can say that if you make that deal in high school, you're no longer eligible for college, but they haven't done that.
Nope.
And there would be a rush to judgment if they did.
Yeesh.
That would be terrible. Wouldn't happen, wouldn't be allowed. He also goes further. He says, I think Congress and NCAA will put together stricter rules, compliance, and caps on NIL from private boosters. That will happen, I bet. Here's the problem. Again, we're talking about the most powerful, richest people in any area of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't think that Congress, the people who are in Congress, aren't affected by those check writers as well, they're affected at a higher level than the athletes that you're talking about boundary for greater amounts of money.
I don't think you can put a cap on people giving their own money to somebody.
You're asking for financial tracking. What they could do is ask NCAA athletes if they have an NIL deal with a booster, but the booster can be just as identified as a local corporation.
Mm-hmm.
At the simplest level, and then that becomes none of their business. Now, what will happen is student athletes will stop announcing that they have these deals, and they would just move along about their way.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you for a fact, I'll ask you this question. Let's say you're a poor kid from Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Poor kid, right? Poor kid. And somebody offers you $8 million to play at a school. Are you willing to take the $8 million and lose your eligibility?
Yes.
It's $8 million. Guess
Yes.
what?
Yes, that's $8 million, and I won't be playing. Oh, darn.
If the person who's writing the check or doing the transfer for $10 million, do you think that's their last $10 million? Do you think that they're going to be hurt by losing the $10 million? No, what they want is access and control.
That $10 million is just one day off of their trip to
It's
Monaco.
not a thing, right? It's not a thing.
Not even a full day, like half a day. Like they won't be able to go to their favorite restaurant for one of those days.
Right? Dusty says this. What's up, DP? What's up, Dusty? Someone has to tell these boosters in air quotes who the teams are after. Not a thing that you can control. Not a thing that you can control. Again,
boosters aren't just going after random they're going after athletes that are connected to the university.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, I've referred athletes to a school without money being involved or without being asked by either the coach or the player.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that there's a good coach and a good program and a good kid who could play in that program, I'm doing that because it's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for them. For me to say, hey, there's a kid, I got a quarterback for you. Or I've got a running back, I got a receiver for you. I've got a point guard for you. I've got a pitcher for you. Whatever those things are in play, because you want success for good people doing good things. For me, it's got nothing to do about money. But I'm not a power broker. I'm not in this to get money back from the university or to get money from business partners to do this. Now, I don't even have to put when somebody comes to me and says, how much would it take for you to get this kid to this school? The answer is always nothing. If it's the right thing to do, I'll do it. If it's not the right thing to do, there's no amount of money for me to put a good coach with a bad kid or a bad kid with a good I just wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. I'm accountable for me. That's all I can speak on. But I can tell you that there are players who ask the question, Coach DP, should I do this? Son, you got mom and dad. You got to go mom and dad. You got to go mom and dad, and you got to drop to your knee and ask a question, bro. Like I can't have that discussion with you. That's not for me to do. But those people are out there. You know how I know they're out there? Because they come to me. They come to me on a regular. I mean, there are people that have come to me for Nebraska athletes, and I can tell you, there's 5 student athletes currently on campus at the University of Nebraska that are here because I kind of pushed them in that direction because I felt comfortable with the coach and the situation and the player. No money swapped hands.
Mhm.
That wasn't why it was done. But I also know what was offered for other players. So the NCAA has its hands tied, literally. Well, they tied their own hands because for 30, for 50, for 75, for 100 years, the NCAA had the ability and the power and the wherewithal to say, hey, we could have done right by this to begin with ourselves. We could have put these things in place and say all of this stuff was how business was going to be done. What they did instead was they turtled and kept allowing money to exchange hands around them. Right? Boosters have been a part of NCAA athletics for as long as there's been NCAA athletics. And the NCAA could have fixed it. They could have set boundaries, and they didn't. The athletic programs could have set boundaries, and they didn't. Every athletic program could simply say, I'm not dealing with boosters who do this sort of thing. But why would they and how could they? Because those are the people that make the decision on who gets the job in the first place. And the athletes, in a lot of cases, this is money bigger than anything they could possibly dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say to you, as simple as I can say it, most parents and most high school athletes, if somebody came to their door with bag, when I talk about regular bags, we're talking about 25, 50,000 in the past that would make things move. 75,000, 100,000. But now we're talking
25, 50,000 is getting you in the door.
Right? For the guy who may or may not play, for the girl who may or may not play. Right? Because
that's a cover charge.
Collegiate sports is such big business. We know the numbers. We can go online and find the numbers about how much profit is being made. Right? How much profit? We're not talking about just the business is being done. We're talking about the profit.
The amount of money that the NCAA and these schools make just from television championship rights.
And why do you think that's so? Why do you think that's so? How do you think that happened?
It's wild.
Right? So nobody's innocent in this thing. Nobody. The student athletes are the least guilty of the bunch. Why? Because they're being introduced to big business in big volumes by people that have had greater successes and greater vices and resources and access than they have. This is all new to that. And the parents, again, unless you're unless you're the Mannings, right, or the Griffeys, where if you don't have a family that's already been through this process,
you have no idea.
You have no idea what you're dealing with. You have no idea what you're dealing with. And the NCAA knew the sharks that were in the water because they were the big fat shark that allowed everybody else to swim around it. They were the big whale that allowed everybody else to swim around it. And they're like, well, you don't mess with me. As long as you don't mess with me staying fat and happy, you go get fat and happy on your own. I don't particularly care. And that's how you get to where you are.
They said, don't come for me.
And now we're looking at student athletes who are, how else should this be done? Can you imagine how much Bo Jackson would be offered? How much Deion Sanders would be offered? How much? I mean, think about it, how much Peyton Manning would have been offered.
You mean how much Deion Sanders was offered, and then you just got to up it for the times.
Well, like do inflation, do the athlete inflation.
How much Bo was offered, and how much?
Right, do the inflation. Like Marcus Dupree, like the greatest it ever was. Right, go back and watch that.
Imagine
go
that
back
SMU,
and watch it.
That SMU oil money, if it was legal. Somebody texted if T. Boone Pickens was still alive.
Right. Like, think about what they were doing with Eric Dickerson and Craig James. You imagine? What do you I mean, look, the stories of OJ, the stories, I mean, you can go back and I'm
a lot
telling
of those
you,
USC athletes.
Like, just to talk about it, Ohio State, what do you think's happening over there? What do you think is happening over there?
Goodness gracious.
What do you think's happening in Alabama? What, Alabama's getting all those athletes and Nick Saban's complaining why? Why do you think because they're not doing any money or they're not doing enough money?
Not doing enough.
Not doing enough money. So,
and look, I understand Alabama's a great football program, but you still got to live in Tuscaloosa.
But you know why?
Yeah,
right.
You still got to live in Tuscaloosa.
You know why? You know why they're a good program. You know why LSU is a good program.
Look, I never even thought about
Say
it
it, bro.
until NIL
Look.
started. But like, think about Alabama, how many 5-stars they have. Why would you be okay being a 5-star that would start anywhere else as a freshman to sit for 2 years?
Garbage Man asked, goes, why didn't all funds get sent to a pool of funds at the school of which the kid was going to? Then the fund that pays for all kids of said person brings in all the money, leaves. That money doesn't go with them. Because the school should be and are supposed to be independent of that.
School's not supposed to touch that money.
With a boundary, like everybody has its own NIL alliance or group.
The NIL collectives that you hear of aren't from the school; they're from the boosters.
They're just using the name of that, and again,
the boosters are getting together themselves.
And guess what? No university is going to go after legally the boosters who are setting up these NIL funds. They're not. Those are their big check writers. Why would they?
Those are the same boosters that are paying the school.
Like, why would they? What are you
now, just part of that money is going to the student athletes.
Here's the capper. I want you to just we'll go to break with this. So think about it this way. So here's the NFL commissioner saying, I can't get rid of Daniel Snyder. The commissioner of the league telling you he can't. You know why? Because he pays his salary. That's what the NCAA is to the Big Ten Conference and to the University of Nebraska and Ohio State and Michigan and all those things. They could have done right and set the boundaries in place.
And at this point, you're a figurehead.
But as my friends in Texas say all the time, the poop's out the pig. You can't put it back in. You can't undo it. It's already done. We'll finish up this conversation on one-on-one when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know that feeling after a good, hearty meal? The worries of the world just slip away. Time slows down. Nothing but good times and good company. That's what you get with Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Mary Ellen's does food right, with a menu that includes smoked wings, pulled pork, brisket, catfish. And don't sleep on their sides, shrimp and grits, collard greens, baked beans. It's food that makes your heart happy. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, just east of 27th and Pineland. Let them fix you a plate.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air. MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you. With 4 Lincoln locations, take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
The 2022 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need you in Memorial Stadium this fall. A customizable Husker football 3-game mini plan is on sale now for only $180. To purchase your 2022 Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets or call 402-472-3111. Go Big Red.
Football season will be here before you know it, and you can get ahead of everyone else with the first annual Evening with the Huskers event at Tavern 180 and Tanner's Bar and Grill. Join 93.7 The Ticket and Husker Online's Sean Callahan for an evening with current Nebraska football players and surprise guests as they preview the season ahead. Enjoy cocktail hour and a delicious Wagyu steak dinner, as well as an open bar for the duration of the event, all for just $199 per person. Click the logo for the event at theticketfm.com to sign up. Don't delay. This will fill up fast. Don't miss your chance to meet and greet with Husker football players at Tanner's Bar and Grill and Tavern 180 in Lincoln at 30th and Yankee Hill. Sign up today at theticketfm.com using the Evening with the Huskers banner. It's an evening with the Huskers to preview the 2022 Nebraska football season at Tavern 180 and Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Presented by Husker Online and 93.7 The Ticket. Guys, let me tell you about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. I did their 10-week challenge and I lost 36 pounds. I got stronger, I got fitter, I got healthier. Their proven method combines kickboxing, strength training, nutrition, and personalized coaching to set you up for success. The only thing you need to be asking is, why didn't I do this 10 weeks ago? The next challenge begins on July 9th, and you can join for half off by mentioning the ticket. Head to fxblincoln.com to learn more and join the 10-week challenge with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping for 50% off.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric ensures our home and office HVAC systems run smoothly throughout the year to provide maximum comfort and convenience. Routine maintenance reduced our operating costs just by improving the efficiency of our unit. Consider a maintenance agreement to ensure you too receive priority for services and scheduling. This helps meet manufacturer warranty requirements. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. You get it?
Yes, good job.
So what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment of One on One. The captain show up next for Sean Jackson. Is he coming in or is he in the red room?
I don't know.
No idea. Okay. As we had the conversation again, I appreciate you guys for being active on the Starter Heyman text line. Great stuff today. Again, we have the smartest listeners in the state, and it's not even close.
It's true.
Ryan asked this. Ryan says, "What's up, DP? What's up, Ryan? Is there any way they can limit how much is paid out? Like they get half, they spend half when they graduate? That could be done in an agreement. And again, this has to be organized. But what understand that the university would be away from it. They cannot be involved in it. They can't. Against the rules.
Yeah, I would say but you're breaking rules.
But what the university sets aside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll say that we have people. Like, what's it going to take to get you here? Well, it's going to take some cash. Okay, well, we have people, and that's a space that the coaches can't go into. But
we will not operate in that space.
Now, if it's your best friend, okay, cool. Like you're just, hey, but that's accountability between the coach and the best friend,
mm-hmm.
right? All things, and the athletic director overseeing and looking down, going, hey, you guys cool? Like
we'll nudge you in this direction, but we won't outright say.
No, we can't send you. We can't refer, but the boxes are easily checked. The dots are easily connected, and at some point, the conversation has to be tracked and noted by the athletic director, one, to protect the program and the university,
mm-hmm.
right? And to protect himself.
Yes.
Right? And then the coach should, by all means, find a way to be disconnected from it. Like there has to be a leap from, while it's a dot connected, there should be a leap, a long line between the coach and the best friend that they're referring people to.
Grand Canyon space.
Right. Grand Canyon space is there. Because if that were done, then the collective, the Gator collective, could simply say, here's how we're doing business. Whatever we agree to, we'll do this and he says in half. No. Here's where I would be with it. And this is just me having been in some of these situations. Tell you what, you get your signing bonus,
mm-hmm.
right? You get your signing bonus that you are legally accountable to, which means you show up. And if you don't show up, you give us the money back. And you put that in the agreement. Simple deal, right? Once we get to the season, hey, there's your second, third, right? Second, third in play. And then end of season or end of year.
Mm-hmm. Final third.
Here's the final third. Now, if this person is an underclassman, guess what? It's extended over the duration of the agreement.
Yep.
So if it's $8 million, we're going to give you $2 million a year for the 4 years. No, but see, I'm way too logical. And no, but
$2 million is nice.
But Rico, think about how this thing has to be. If you don't get functional and organized in how you pursue all this, chaos happens, and this is where this is. He says
the Gator Collective.
again, all of this stuff is paid. It's not pay per play. It's not based on your production on and off the field, unless you put the booster can't do that. And if the booster is found doing that, the player, the university, and the athlete are all punished.
All bad.
All punished, right? Jory says that the booster wasn't put. It was this wasn't set up to make athletes millionaires. Well, the function of the NCAA was not for coaches to be millionaires. That's not how it was set up.
But now look,
it was set up. It was set up for millionaires to become millionaires.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it was set up for. All of the operations and rules that are in place is for an elite group of people at the top of the pyramid for all of these places and spaces to get rich. Bowl games, rich. The people who run it, rich. The people who work for them, rich. People who play in it, not so much. That's the rule behind it. It's when they realize and recognize that Bear Bryant was a celebrity, that Steve Spurrier was a celebrity, that Eric Precision was a celebrity, that then they realized that the coaches had value. That's why coaches get shoe deals and not the athletic programs themselves.
That's
right?
wild.
Right? It's craziness behind this thing.
There are multiple states where the collegiate football coach is the highest paid employee in the state.
Well, I mean, that's not the way it was set up. So, Raph, love you, buddy. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Looking forward to it. He says, using your crystal ball, what is the future of collegiate athletics? This is it. Mm-hmm. Somebody will come along, though, and try to make chicken salad out of chicken poop by putting basic things in place for everybody involved. Accountability for the NCAA, again, who now they're the substitute teacher, pretty much. Like they're the babysit, they're the good auntie who babysits you, where there's some rules but not really. And it'll come down to conferences who want to elevate themselves and separate themselves, and then the member universities who get together on a regular basis and redirect and reset the GPS for how they're going to do business. All of this is in play because the Big Ten's cool with it. You know why? Because they're rich. They're getting richer. Mm-hmm. They're getting richer. So why would people who are in it for the money stop doing the thing that makes them richer? Right? They don't care if a student athlete gets rich because the student athlete's never going to get richer than they are.
Nope.
Right? And the people that are in place, coaches are in place. Look, all the coaches are making more money than the student athletes.
Yep.
So listen. Somebody will come along with a plan on how this should be done. And then they will ask the other boosters to get in line and get in group. And guess what? The Power 5 boosters will say, no, thank you. We're good. You know why? Because they're paid and they're going to keep getting paid. The hope is that the universities step up, get it right, get the rules in play. And it's going to take some friction. It's going to take some friction.
People are not going to be happy
because that bottom line. What's the song? Cream. Cash rules everything around me. $1 bill, y'all. I'm out till tomorrow. Stay good.